Trouble is brewing at HGTV, and it's bigger than just a handful of canceled shows. HGTV, once the crown jewel of feel-good renovation television, is facing a storm it can't just design its way out of. Ratings are on the decline, material costs are soaring, and TikTok DIY influencers are stealing the spotlight. All of which have hit Warner Bros. Discovery's lifestyle network harder than anyone expected. Over the past few weeks, insiders have confirmed that at least 7 HGTV staples have been quietly axed. Gone are Christina on the Coast, The Flipping El Musas, Battle on the Beach, Farmhouse Fixer, Married to Real Estate, Bargain Block, and Izzy Does It. These weren't minor side projects. Many of them were fan-favorite home makeover series with multiple seasons under their belts. We frequently post videos on topics like this, so don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to stay informed and never miss an update. Christina on the Coast ran 5 seasons strong. Battle on the Beach and Bargain Block each made it to 4. Farmhouse Fixer had a respectable 3-season run. Married to Real Estate, despite earning a Daytime Emmy nomination, was cut. Izzy Does It didn't even make it past its debut season. So why are the walls coming down at HGTV? One insider didn't sugarcoat the situation. Home renovation shows just don't add up anymore. Costs for materials like wood, tile, and marble have surged, and deliveries are constantly delayed. Throw in labor and contractor challenges, and you've got a nightmare for production timelines and budgets. Another longtime producer explained how some episodes dragged on for over 16 weeks to film, making it even more resource-intensive than real estate-focused content. Compared to renovation shows, which can cost up to $500,000 per episode, real estate series are far more budget-friendly, usually running $200,000, $300,000 per episode and wrapping production in far less time. Ratings are adding to the pressure. HGTV may still be a top 12 cable channel, but viewership has nearly halved in less than a decade. Back in 2017, the average viewer count hovered around 1.5 million. By 2024, that dropped to 773,000. The younger crowd is tuning out even faster, down 26% in the coveted 18-49 demographic last year alone. Only 101,000 viewers in that age group were tuning in, compared to 425,000 in 2017. At its height, in 2019, HGTV was the most watched non-news, non-sports cable network, surpassing even USA Network. But by 2023, it had slipped behind networks like Hallmark and TNT. Its performance on streaming hasn't made up the gap. Few HGTV titles make waves on Max. Honestly, the audience is just gone, a source bluntly stated. One producer with a recently canceled show noted, "It's not necessarily about the show itself. It's the shift in where people are watching. Cable just isn't it anymore. HGTV used to be what people threw on in the background while tidying up. Not anymore." Still, there are a few bright spots. The Flip-Off, which reunited Flip or Flop alums, scored big in February, pulling the best numbers for a new series in the 25-54 age group since September 2022. The network hasn't formally greenlit a second season, but expectations are high. However, the rise of platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and Pinterest has seriously disrupted HGTV's hold on its core audience. People are finding inspiration directly from short-form content creators rather than tuning in for full-length cable shows. HGTV did attempt to keep up with that shift by launching Home in a Heartbeat in 2023. The show, hosted by Gailey Alex, a former Wall Street exec turned social media DIY phenomenon, saw her completing renovations in just 3 days. While the show averaged about 500,000 viewers, some of her TikTok clips rack up tens of millions of views. That's a hard benchmark for TV to compete with. Competition is also creeping in from unexpected places. Netflix dipped into the space with shows like Instant Dream Home and The Home Edit, and even Roku found a hit with Honest Renovations, fronted by Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis, which is now heading into its 3rd season. And then there's Magnolia Network, the very spin-off HGTV helped launch. Chip and Joanna Gaines, who rose to fame on HGTV's Fixer Upper, transformed the DIY network into their own brand powerhouse under Warner Bros. Discovery in 2022. Magnolia features a mix of familiar and new content, from Fixer Upper. Welcome home to offbeat series like Human vs. Hamster and Back to the Frontier. Joanna herself returned to her roots recently with the May launch of Mini Rini. While Magnolia hasn't exactly shattered ratings records, there's little doubt it's pulled viewers away from HGTV's main lineup. With Magnolia now under the same corporate umbrella as HGTV, it adds internal competition to an already complicated situation. Corporate reshuffling hasn't helped either. Kathleen Finch, the longtime architect behind HGTV's original success, retired at the end of 2024. She'd been with the network since the Scripps days, even serving as president of HGTV, and many credit her with shaping its identity. Following her exit, Howard Lee, former TLC head and mastermind of 90 Day Fiancé, stepped in as chief creative officer. Lee is reportedly pushing to revitalize HGTV with more pop culture appeal and budget-friendly formats. That direction is already showing. One of the most talked about additions is Zillow Gone Wild, inspired by the viral Instagram account and hosted by Jack McBrayer of 30 Rock fame. He guides viewers through bizarre, over-the-top listings from across the country. Its second season just launched. Another newcomer is Junk or Jackpot, working title, a treasure hunt-style show led by Queer Eye alum Bobby Burke and produced by John Cena. The series tracks collectors discovering the hidden value in their massive stockpiles of oddities and keepsakes. But behind the scenes, things aren't all smooth sailing. Sources say HGTV has shelled out major cash to lock in top talent, but those big investments aren't always paying off. Even hits like The Property Brothers are seeing delays. Chasing the West premiere was pushed back nearly a month, and the next season of Don't Hate Your House has been postponed indefinitely. Drew and Jonathan Scott have delivered over 600 episodes, but even their productions are being shuffled due to scheduling. And for lesser-known talent, the situation is even murkier. A lot of these renegotiations are focused on reducing how much big-name talent is earning, a source revealed. They're not getting the same deals they used to. HGTV isn't the star-making machine it once was. Another producer added that some on-screen talent earned upwards of $100,000 per episode. They had too much control. Creative decisions were left to them, and now the content is suffering, they said. HGTV was afraid to say no, and now that's backfiring. Some insiders think it's time for the network to return to its roots. Real roots. Bring back the home and garden in HGTV, said one source. More garden shows, kitchen segments, the things that started it all. Jonathan Knight of the now-canceled Farmhouse Fixer echoed that sentiment. I've always pushed for more gardening shows, he told Country Living. People don't garden like they used to, but I have some farm-focused ideas I'm still pitching. We'll see. HGTV may have once set the gold standard for lifestyle programming. Now, the big question is whether it can rebuild that reputation, or if the foundation has already crumbled beyond repair. As one insider summed it up, HGTV raised the bar for everyone. Now it has to find a way to raise itself back up.